It all depends on Tatum. If Tatum can take that leap, they're gonna be dangerous.
He took
if
that
Tatum
leap.
Can take that leap.
It's getting serious on this track, fam.
Hey man, you get down New Orleans, start eating some of that gumbo, some of that fried gator. Look, man, look, you doing this thing down there.
You better.
It is Tails.
Oh, that's the Heat.
It is the Miami Heat.
That's a shame. That's a shame. You gone.
It's gonna be if you play it enough, you're gonna start knowing these songs. Like I'm 17, I had no clue who Phil Collins was.
Oh no!
Oh my!
Literally,
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the HoopLifeTV Podcast. We are on to episode 21 now. We kind of had a week off, I think, just because of scheduling. It's kind of hard. Ben started school, Mike started a new job, and just between like life in general, it's just been hard to find a time. So we are back. My name is Daly. With me, as always, I have Michael White, Stacey Collier, and Ben Okazawa. Say what's up, guys.
What's going on?
What's up, everybody?
it's good. Glad to be back. So glad to be back.
Yeah, you're in a new setting now, Ben.
Yeah, no Jordan poster behind me anymore.
Yeah, you can't disrespect him anymore. Yeah, you can't even look at him anymore, huh?
Oh no, I go down there and I say with pride, listen, the Warriors are better.
That was such an upsetting series. The end to it was horrible.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, Stacey had the worst look. Oh man, no more coin flips. I still have it right here for you though. I can like send that to St. Louis for you if you want. No more coin flips though. No more coin flips. But let's get into it. We have a ton of stuff actually because we did miss a week. But first off, I want to start off with 2K20. Just came out. I think it was Friday. So it's been out for a couple days now. I know I'm a big 2K guy. Mike's a big 2K guy. Stacey, future 2K buyer. Ben was like a 2K13, 2K12 player.
2K14.
14. All right. You're more modern than I thought. All right. But yeah, I mean, it's a whole different game, I feel like. Mike, what's your build so far on the My Player?
All right, so like I was telling you, I got 5 builds I made in the demo. Right now, I'm working on my facilitating finisher, 6'6", James Harden, Bradley Beal type build. Look, I needed that. I'm always, picking James Harden's Euro step in the game. I've mastered it already, so it's looking really good on my end. I'm at 86 right now.
Nice. I'm usually a shooting guard, so I was usually with you, but this year I decided to go point guard. Okay. And my reasoning being is I started playing 2K like seriously like 3 years ago, like right around the time when Kyrie came, and I didn't want to like take Kyrie off my starting lineup because I always try to go to the Celtics. That's my goal. So I played shooting guard because that was kind of where they had a gap at the time.
Right.
But Kyrie's gone, so screw him. So I'm back to point guard. I did I think it's called like offensive threat, so I can do like a little bit of everything on offense. I'm supposed to like suck at defense, but I'm leading the league in steals right now, so goals. I think I was 6'2", 199, so I get bodied really easily.
Oh yeah.
But it's pretty fun so far. I'm only an 81, can't afford VC, so I'll grind it out. But like overall, I feel like my career is so different. Aside from the neighborhood is the exact same, and that kind of bothered me. But I feel like play style, it's so different. I feel like there's going to be a huge skill gap this year, and I think that the whole NBA 2K league is going to really take off after this 2K, just because I feel like it involves so much more skill and strategy and actual basketball IQ. And the first thing I kind of wanted to bring up with the basketball IQ is you kind of have to know what player you want to be. Like in the previous 2Ks, you could, regardless of your stats, you could probably do whatever you wanted to do on the court. If you got an open shot, you could just green it and it would go in. Not really this year. They have a new badge system. So the previous years, you would work on a skill and it would give you that badge. Whereas this year, it's easier to like get attribute points to like get from an 81 to an 82 or whatever. But get the badges, it's a lot harder. And you have a lot more badge options. Mike, I'll kind of let you get into that a little bit more because you probably have more badges than me as an 86. But yeah, do you want to explain the badge system?
Yeah, so I don't have a lot right now, but like they've just added a lot more badges so that you can customize. So like I made a facilitating finisher, but he still has a pretty high shooting rating. So some of the first badges I picked was my first one on the shooting side was believe it was Deadeye. So that means no matter where he's at, no matter who's getting close to him, he has a pretty good chance of making it. And then since I'm a finisher, I chose to upgrade my consistent finisher badge, which is basically if I keep getting good timings on all my layups, no matter how difficult, I have a pretty good shot of them going in. So there's a lot of new badges. There's like an up and dreamlike up and under badge. There's a rebounding specialist badge. There's a box out badge. They've got pretty much every badge you could think of that has to do with either passing, shooting, defending, and finishing. They pretty much have it. So I like the new badges. I like how many there are of them, and I like how you can basically choose which badge you want for that player. It just adds to the customization feature. So it's pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, so on what you said, you can kind of break it down into 4 categories. Those finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defense/rebounding. So like if you get a bunch of steals, that's gonna fill up your defensive rating, so you can get a badge on defense. If you keep shooting shots like mid-range or 3, it's gonna fill up your shooting bar to get a shooting badge. Same with finishing or playmaking or whatever. Playmaking so far is the hardest. I feel like I keep getting assists and doing dribble moves, but I just don't know how to get it up. But I just feel like this year, it's not necessarily like a casual/fun game to play anymore. I feel like it's for people that like really want to do well in it.
Right. Well, like they kind of started it last year. Like last year, I noticed that it wasn't quite as easy to get around people last year. Like the defense was crazy last year at first, and then once you get used to it, you could kind of find out what it is. So I feel like this year they just built upon that more screens and things like that to get people open instead of you just isoing every play and taking people off the dribble. Because when you watch basketball in real life, you only see that from like really the top guys or guys that are known for isoing. A lot of things for like guys like, let's say, Klay Thompson or like a Ray Allen type of player, they come off a lot of pin downs, they come off a lot of screens, and that's how they get open. So I like how they implemented that, and especially if you want to make your player like that, you have to kind of fit that style. So it's definitely a big step up. It's only casual if you play on rookie or pro. You know, play on Hall of Fame, that's the only way you're going to get better. You got to play on the hardest level.
I respect it.
Oh, yo, how many hours a day do you have to spend on this? It sounds like a lot.
It's a grind, man.
It's definitely a grind. I would say, how good are you trying to get? I mean, that's just.
I just want to play. I just want to play like a couple hours, 2 or 3, and then be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something, Stacey. Let me put it in perspective. When I was younger, I had to read an hour a day. That was my parents just enforced that. It was like an hour a day of reading, whatever. When I'm a parent, my kid's playing an hour of 2K every day before he can do anything else. The amount of money in esports right now, my kid's going to get a college tuition playing 2K. That's how it's going to go down. I feel like that's the way it's going, though. Like these kids that are in school and don't have like a full-time job, don't have bills to pay or like real life responsibilities, they're playing video games like nonstop. They're going to get nasty at it. So my kid is going to be... Who's like the best 2K player? I don't know. He's going to be like the ninja of 2K.
Yeah,
if that's
like,
a thing.
Well, if you look at...
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead, Mike.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
If you look at the Fortnite World Championships, it was like a 13-year-old that won.
Exactly my point.
He won like $3 million.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Man, that's not fair. Come on.
My kid's going to buy me a house by playing 2K. That's how it's going to work.
I'll tell you like this. Put it to you like this, Stacey. If you just want a casual experience, you don't have to play a whole lot. But what we're talking about specifically to the my player, if you want to be able to compete online with other people, then you're going to have to sacrifice some time because everybody in the park, look, I was telling Jordan before we started, one of my friends, he's already a 94. A 94 compared to an 86 on a court?
Absolutely crazy. What is this,
online?
4 days after release?
Yeah, 4 days. He's already at 94. I went against
sleep?
I don't know. He said he had some time because he was off. I was like, shit, clearly.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I probably got to dedicate some time because I am not trying to get smoked by anybody.
Yeah, and I just want to explain like the 94 for people that don't play 2K or haven't played in a couple of years. It's like cut off, I think, 86. So if you're just starting, you can pay and buy virtual currency, and you can use that to upgrade your player to an 86 right off the bat. To get up to like each point, you have to play a ton of games and like get experience to unlock that ability to go to 87 or go to 88. So he's not just like paying to get to 96 or whatever it was, 94 or whatever. He's like paying. He probably paid and then like grinded to get to those other spots, which is just absolutely insane. I was walking around the neighborhood. I think the highest I saw was like a 90. So that's just like mind blowing.
Yeah, I think today I was playing and I ran into a 91. Look, I won 3 games in a row with the squad today. I was putting on, dropping buckets. I was showing off the facilitating finisher, hitting dimes. Then all of a sudden we went against this team and they had a 91. And the gap between 91 and 86 on that game, you wouldn't believe how God. He was just blowing right past me, ripping the ball from me. It was crazy.
There are people that play that for a living now, and it's crazy to think that. It blows my mind to think that people make money playing video games.
Who knows, though? That's the dream.
Oh, God.
That's the dream.
I know, right? Growing up. Getting in my moment. My bad. But, like, another thing with 2K is, like, the whole defense thing. I think you touched upon it a little bit earlier, Mike. It is so much harder to play on-ball defense now. There's, like, this little orange bar now that pops up which way, like, your basketball IQ in game tells you which way they're going to go. But it's really hard. Like, the past couple of years, you could, like, be chasing behind someone and hit square to try to steal the ball, and they'll, like, lunge forward and take it. This year, if you hit square behind them, they're just going to blow by you, and they're probably going to score.
Yeah, or you're going to foul them. Unless you have, like,
exactly
a high defensive rating or high steal or, like, the pickpocket badge or something. Yep. I didn't get any steals today. I got 0.
Man, I'm leading the league in steals right now, which is funny because I have like the lowest steal rating and I have like the shortest arms possible. I don't get it, but I'll take it. But like on the steal thing, and this kind of leads me into that. There are times like I'll try to steal the ball, the guy will blow by me, and then like I hate the auto switching. Like you know how like if you're not covering your guy, you lose like chemistry points.
Yeah.
Like if you run away from your guy, you don't cover him. There's like a thing where that they auto switch now, so like your teamate will just randomly pick up your player. Yeah, man,
you gotta react.
Yeah, but there are times when it happens when like it literally just looks like you're like playing with your teammate, and your teammate goes, "I don't really want to cover my guy anymore," and he'll just come run up and cover my guy, and then it'll switch to like I'm supposed to cover the center. My guy's like 6'2" against like Boban. Come on, like I'm not stopping Boban.
Or my personal favorite, they'll make you switch onto a 3-point shooter who's already ran past 2 screens, so you gotta run all the way across the court to try to catch up. It's too late by then.
Okay. That sounds like real life.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Hey, look, you'll enjoy it, man. You'll enjoy it. Go ahead and take a plunge.
I do got a question though.
Go for it.
2K. I've been reading on Twitter that 2K20 is not, living up to the standards that it was set. Is that true?
Absolutely not. Those are people that can't keep up with it.
I would say so. During the first like month of 2K when it comes out, there's so many patches and things that need to come out to fix the game. So I don't judge it right off back. I understand people being mad. I mean, but when everybody's on 2K and everybody's on the server, I mean, it's bound to be mistakes. And look, this is the IT side of me talking. But once they put out some software updates, some patches, it'll be straight. But I mean, it's always a little rocky right off bat.
For sure. Yeah, and they already started with that. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. It was like a 9 gigabyte download for an update, which was huge for an update. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people that are complaining are just people that find it harder and can't really adjust to it. Because like I said earlier, I feel like this 2K actually requires some basketball knowledge. I don't know if that's just my opinion on that, but I don't know. It's just a lot more difficult than past years. But definitely get it and get it for PS4. We can create a squad.
There you go.
We'll run it.
Bet.
All right. I'm holding you to that, Stacey.
Oh, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when.
Next too.
We'll see.
What was the last 2K you had?
14.
Right. And you didn't know who John Collins was.
Phil Collins, but
wow, I just screwed up too. I tried insulting someone and I just ate it for that. Okay. I'm gonna shut up. But that's pretty much one more thing for 2K is that they introduced WNBA rosters this year.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Huge.
So I get to play with my favorite WNBA team, which is the Aces.
You can, yeah. They have all the WNBA teams. Kind of limited in game modes of what you can do. You can't do like a WNBA My Career. You can't do a WNBA like My League or Association, but you can do a season mode. You can only do like 1 year of it. So like you can't like import draft classes or anything like that. It's pretty much just playing game by game or doing one season long with the tournament at the end, I believe. But it's still a huge what's the word I'm looking for? Step for like equality in sports and all that. I had one friend on Facebook who got like pretty emotional about it, saying like, you know, I played basketball growing up my entire life, and I never really got to play video games like my own gender, so it was kind of cool to see that. So yeah, you got to respect it. I mean, I think NBA Live did it last year though, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say NBA Live had it last year.
Yeah, so they're kind of a step behind, but you know, you got to appreciate the fact that they are thinking in that direction. I'm sure they'll only grow on it from here. I'm sure they'll have my career for the WNBA, but you know, something you have to think about is if they'll make their own game for that. I don't really know, but that'll be something fun to think about. But moving on from 2K, we've already been talking about that for 15 minutes. So one debate that came up on social media, it was probably more last week, but we didn't get to record last week. But I definitely wanted to bring it up. I'm very excited for Mike's reaction on this one. There was a debate going around if you'd rather have prime Shaquille O'Neal, prime Shaq, or prime Kobe Bryant. Ooh. So we're going to go around here and kind of discuss this, debate this. No ties. There's no winning or losing, so don't worry about the coin flip, Stacey. We're going to start with you, though, Mike. Prime Shaq or prime Kobe? Who are you taking and why?
Prime Kobe. It's not really much debate for me. I mean, understand, I'm not taking nothing away from Shaq. I know how dominant he was. I know what he could have been. But me personally, I need someone who could score at all three levels. I need someone who could score from outside the three-point line. And today's NBA, you definitely need that. Shaq is dominant. I'm sure his stats would be there. But if we're playing the Warriors, I mean, if they get up by, 20, 25, I need someone who can score from all three levels, who can knock down their free throws. And granted, I know Kobe wasn't the most efficient. That's everybody's go-to argument or whatever. But, hey, man, I'm taking the guy who could do it on all three levels, guard, 1 through 3 probably. Shaq would dominate in the paint. I have no doubt about that. But give me Kobe. I need that shooter. I need my guy to be able to hit free throws, too.
All right, Stacey. I like the free throw thing. Stacey, who you taking, prime Shaq or prime Kobe?
If I had to pick one of them for today's NBA game, I'm rolling with prime Kobe, like Mike said, and for the same reason Mike said.
So not today's game. It's just like overall, who would you rather have? Prime Shaq
overall.
I don't know if that changes your answer.
that do kind of like alters my answer a little bit. If I had to choose one for overall, I still roll with prime Kobe. I know. Prime.
There you go.
Right. Any reason why?
Yeah, I like my. I mean, it's still the same argument. Somebody who could score at all three levels, that athleticism, that drive to win the game. I can't turn that down. I gotta go with Mamba all the way.
All right, Ben.
I definitely respect both those opinions. It's tough not to take prime Kobe, but even if it was in today's league, Shaq would be the best center in the league, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, easy.
I would agree. No disagreements there.
For sure, he would be just as dominant, I feel like, and it is tough because, and we're not even talking about today's league, but if we were to talk about today's league, he wouldn't be able to stretch the floor like some centers, but he would still easily be the most dominant center in the league. And even if we're talking about just prime Shaq, prime Kobe, just in their eras, I'd take prime Shaq just because he can take over a game like no other center in the league. He would give you everything on both ends of the floor. Just put fear in the other team's hearts when they see him step on the court. He's a bully. It's just, it's tough not to take prime Kobe, but I got to take prime Shaq.
I mean, prime Kobe did the same thing too at his position. Put fear in everybody's hearts, and when he step on the floor, you know what time it is. So,
like Kobe was dominant, but I just think Shaq, just with his size and just with like nobody's touching Shaq.
Yeah, it is kind of close though.
It is close for sure.
It's definitely close. I mean, you can't go wrong picking Shaq. Like I said, it's like little small. What would you rather have? Would you have Kobe shooting maybe too much this game, or would you have Shaq getting free throws? You can't. I tell you one thing: you can't hack a Kobe. You can't hack a Kobe.
Yeah, that's fair.
Man, Shaq at his most dominant was crazy. If he would have continued that for maybe 3, 4, 5 more years after he left LA, he had it for 1 year, but then after that, it was all downhill. what do you go to? The Celtics, the Suns, the Cavs. I mean,
Yeah.
I would probably lean that way, but Kobe's my favorite player, so I'm biased. I'm gonna pick Kobe over Shaq.
I mean, like you said, like it's hard either way. It's like pretty much it's like a 50. You could take either person, and it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see both arguments. You know, if it was who am I picking in today's league, hands down, I would pick Shaq just because there's no one that could even compete with him at all. Just because I feel like today's league, it's turned into more of a stretch big league, whereas, you know, they may not be as strong and muscular in the paint, but they can shoot threes. So Shaq would absolutely eat everyone up. I really don't think there's anyone that would stop Shaq in today's league. Whereas Kobe, I feel like a couple people could probably defend him. We got some good defenders in the league. I feel like they could probably contain him more than they could contain Shaq.
This is a league that plays no defense. There's no hand checking. Offenses are at their most high. I don't see it. Maybe
I've seen Marcus Smart.
Fam, do not come at me about Marcus. Marcus Smart guarding Kobe
Yeah,
Bryant.
I don't think Marcus Smart can.
You're missing.
I think Clay could do something with Kobe.
I think he could do something too. Get smoked. Hey, look, go back to Kobe's last year before the Achilles tear. He was killing the Warriors his last game. Look, don't sleep on my dog. Don't do it.
You're gonna laugh after everything I say is done with, but like, I don't know. I just feel like in today's league, people would be able to defend Kobe better than people could defend Shaq, just because there's really no one of Shaq's size.
The centers are too small.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're thinking of centers nowadays. I mean, the Celtics don't even have a true center. I mean, Enes Kanter, like, he's not gonna stop Shaq.
No, your best bet is probably somebody like Embiid.
I mean, Boban just because of the height, but Shaq would just body it.
No. Boban's no. Your best bet would be Embiid or actually no, because he's not really a defender. But DeMarcus Cousins in his prime, you know, obviously he's now in his prime. I think he's tough enough to go at a Shaq. I don't know if he could stop him, but if I had to pick somebody on my team, DeMarcus Cousins, if there's anybody who's not going to back down from the challenge, it'd be him. So
especially Prime Shaq, where he could like freaking fly.
Yeah,
like, he would put the nastiest dunks down. It was so impressive.
Yeah.
But you know, Prime all time, I am hands down picking Kobe. You look at younger Kobe when he was number 8. That's my favorite version of Kobe when he was putting down some nasty dunks.
Froby.
He reminded me of Vince Carter a little bit in the way that he would just. Okay, I see Mike's face. Don't misinterpret me. Obviously, I think Kobe's better than Vince Carter. Vince Carter's my favorite player, so that's why I was saying that. In the way that, you know, his dunks would just like stun a crowd and like bring people to their feet.
Yeah.
Crazy athletic slasher that could just dominate the game. So overall, I would easily pick Prime Kobe if they're not going in today's league. But like overall, I would easily take Prime Kobe. But yeah, if it was in today's league, that's kind of a hard question to answer just because of the shift in how basketball is played from, you know, even the early 2000s to now.
Here's the best cop-out answer. It depends on what else I got on my team. It depends on who else I got on my team. What's my team look like? Who am I building around?
I'm taking Prime Kobe regardless. Like you said, Shaq can't hit free throws. I remember there was something on Facebook a while ago that Shaq was, or maybe it was Instagram, I can't remember, but Shaq got a boat and he posted on social media, I need recommendations for the name of my boat. And the top comment was, name it free throw so you'll never sink it.
Oh my gosh, see?
Like,
that's kind of genius.
Right?
That's good. That's really
He's got
cool.
luck on his side. Yeah, but, you know, just the inconsistency at free throws, you know, late game, you need that. And as a big man, I feel like big men should have the best free throw percentage because they're the ones in the paint. They're the ones getting all the contact. Game's on the line. They're down by 3 and 1.
They ain't got that touch. Hands too big. They ain't got the touch.
Shaq's a big man.
Hands too big, and they're throwing it straight at the rim too. Because they're like right there. You're 7 feet tall. You put your hands up, you're pretty much right at the rim.
What is Shaq's final free throw percentage?
50. It's like 50.
Yeah, it gotta be 50.
It's like 50 or 52, something right around there.
That's higher than I thought it would have been.
His free throw form cracks me up.
Hey,
7.
Look, while we talking trash, Shaq did make them when they counted. When he needed to make free throws, Shaq did make free throws.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
But he also missed a lot.
I love his commercials nowadays, though.
Yeah.
Great commercials. All right, so we'll wrap it up with Shaq Kobe. I think consensus was Kobe. Ben took Shaq, but that's still a respectable answer. These are both great players. That must have been, I don't want to say hard for you, but that must have been like difficult to pick saying you're a diehard Lakers fan, Mike.
Oh, no, it wasn't difficult at all. Kobe's my favorite player. All time.
All right, respect.
All time.
Next thing on the board that we want to talk about today, Stacey actually did an article about it, picked up by some Chinese news app. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it.
Shout out to you guys. I'm also not going to try to pronounce it, but
yeah, it's been like
hey, thanks for showing love.
Thanks for past 4 articles, I think.
Yeah.
Got picked up by some Chinese news app. Can't even get it in the U.S. if you tried. But shout out to you guys. You're getting us views. We love it. Stacey did an article about Dwyane Wade and whether he should come back to the NBA, and if he was to come back into the NBA, where he would go, stuff like that. Good article. Go check it out. I'll leave the link in the description if you're on Anchor. Make sure to go click that. I'll put it on YouTube too. I just hope I remember to do that. But yeah, it was kind of about Stacey. I'll kind of let you explain it.
All right, so Dwyane Wade was interviewed by Yahoo Sports, and he basically said that he was going to help LeBron with his workouts in LA. Now, Dwyane Wade is a resident in Los Angeles. His son goes to the same school that LeBron's son goes to and everything. And in that interview, he kind of teased the comeback. He was like, never say never. So that got everybody wondering, is Dwyane Wade coming back? And if he do, will he sign to the Lakers since he's living in Los Angeles now? So, it became a thing. Now, in my opinion, I think that he's going to stay retired. I think he loves, his life outside of basketball. He's into acting now. He's raising his son. His son's a fantastic player, and he's getting better. And, he's well into his marriage, et cetera, et cetera. But, then again, you never know. Like he said he was going to travel to Miami, support the Heat from time to time, and he's working with other NBA players like Ben Simmons and Josh Hart on their games. So, he could come back, but in my opinion, I don't think so. I don't think he's going to return. I think he's going to stay retired. He's looking forward to the Hall of Fame. At 37 years old, I don't know if he can put his body through another season, another grind. Even though last year he did pretty good. Last year he finished with 15 points per game, around 4 rebounds, 4 assists per game, played in 72 games and played around 26 minutes per game. So he did pretty well last year with the Miami Heat. But after that farewell tour and everything, I think it's best for him to stay retired. You
brought up one point. You said he's loving life outside of basketball. Did you guys see the video of him and Pat Riley?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was watching.
Yeah, I know Pat Riley had it in him.
There was a video of Pat Riley and Dwyane Wade on a yacht doing some weird dance moves. I can't even describe it. Yeah, Stacey's accurate. Dwyane Wade's loving life.
That's what you do when you got money and you retire. That's the type of stuff you do.
Get dance lessons with Pat Riley. I think Clutch Points were the ones to put that on Instagram, so go take a look at that if you guys want. Yeah, sorry for that side note. I just wanted to bring that up. But yeah, you brought up a lot of good points. I mean, do I think he'll come back? No. Do I want him to come back? No, just because I hate when athletes retire and do their whole, especially where he had like a whole farewell tour, did all the jersey swaps. Don't come back. That'll ruin all that. But the question I want to ask you guys is, if he came back, could he be a major contributor to a team, and what are the teams you think he would most likely go to? And I'll start with you, Ben.
I think he most definitely could come back and still play. And he showed that in his last season. Like Stacey said, 15 points per game. He was hitting game winners, step back buzzer beaters against the Warriors off of 1 foot. I'd see him playing either for the Lakers or the Heat, just because if you go back to the Heat, that's your home. That's where you spent the majority of your career. And then if he goes to the Lakers, obviously he lives in Los Angeles. His family's in Los Angeles, and LeBron, his best friend, plays for the Lakers. And obviously LeBron has a lot of pull with the front office and things like that. And D-Wade did say in that interview that he's going to be working out at the Lakers training facility all the time, just like staying in shape. So yeah, either the Lakers or the Heat. But honestly, I doubt he's going to come back because he did squash those rumors on Instagram with a picture of his baby daughter. So I don't see him coming back, but he definitely could if he wanted to.
Mike, what are your thoughts on Dwyane Wade?
If he came back, it'd be with the Heat. That's the only team I see him going to. Just another year with that's his home, like Ben just said. Not with my Lakers. We don't need him.
Ooh.
I mean, we don't. I don't think we need a guy like Dwyane Wade, and I would rather get somebody younger, maybe another wing who can defend, maybe another actual point guard. I know Dwyane Wade can do that, but I think we're good on what he brings at this level he's on. I mean, he's already tried to do the whole play with LeBron thing with the Cavs, and we see how they ended up being right back with the Heat. So nothing against Dwyane Wade. I think he's had a great career. He's solidified as a top 5 shooting guard of all time already. I think he's done. And like Stacey was saying, after you already did the jersey swap, I mean, come on, dog. That's it. You already done jersey swap with everybody, waved it off and stuff. Nah, go ahead, train people, do all that side stuff. Let me catch you on TNT one of these nights, talking before the game. That's that. I'm ready to see Dwyane Wade's next chapter. That class of 2003, the only person who's still playing from that class is LeBron and Kyle Korver. I think Dwyane Wade, hey, look, you don't got nothing to prove. Go ahead and sit it out. I'm good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Miami is Dwyane Wade's home. I think he went back to Miami so he could retire in Miami. The only way I would see him coming back is to go play with LeBron in LA, but that defeats the purpose of him wanting to retire in Miami. So I really don't think it'll happen. But there was one funny thing on the jersey swap. He was saying that the majority of those jerseys you have are already outdated because no one's on the same team anymore, which is kind of funny because of the massive free agency and all the trades we've had this past offseason. It's funny. I was playing 2K and it's just like, I didn't know you were on that team. It's still kind of learning all that, but no, I don't think Dwyane Wade should come back. Stacey, if he was to come back, where do you think he would go?
I could see the Lakers just because the familiarity with LeBron and he's in LA. The Miami Heat could be another option. Also, this is like a real small chance, but maybe the Clippers could be an option for him. He'll still be in LA and he'll be on a contending team. But I don't think that's going to happen at all because his loyalty to LeBron. So I think it's between those 3 teams. I can't really see him nowhere else.
Yeah, if Dwyane Wade went to the Clippers, I don't think him or LeBron would be friends anymore. They wouldn't talk anymore. But kind of speaking about the Heat now have Jimmy Butler. That was kind of a crazy move that no one really saw coming, especially where he wants to be on a winning team. So it's kind of questionable that he went to Miami. But Jimmy Butler was one of the many players that rocked the Ninja headbands, the Nike Ninja headbands. It was a recent announcement that the league are banning the Nike headbands. They say they look unprofessional. And they wanted to do something about it in the middle of the season, but they didn't want to disrupt the season, so they waited to the end. But yeah, from what the looks are now, there's going to be no headbands for next year. Regular headbands are fine. The Ninja headbands, I'm talking about the things that you like wrap around your neck and you tie it in the back, and it's got the flappy thing. I don't know. I'm uncultured. I don't know what they're called. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you think it's really unprofessional that they should have banned it? Do you think it's kind of dumb that they banned it? What are your thoughts? We'll start with you, Mike.
So I was actually looking at this earlier while I was work, and it was the NBA was basically saying that the teams have safety concerns about this, the consistency, size, and length, and how the headbands are tied. I just think it's a little extra. I mean, if the guys want to wear headbands like that, I'm cool with it, but I have to look at it from a business side, the NBA side of things, and you can't just go out on the court wearing whatever. These guys get the freedom to wear all types of wristbands and sleeves and things that if they start letting you wear headbands, however length you want, then who knows when someone might take that to the next level. I'm not saying the headbands per se are the problem, but as you get to be more individual with that, who knows where that can lead. So I don't really think it's a big deal. I don't think that the players should think it's a big deal. Jimmy Butler seems to play a lot better with that headband, though. So, I mean, the Heat might want to file an appeal for that, but I don't really have a huge problem with it. The NBA is trying to at least stay a little uniform. And hey, look, I was in the Army. I understand uniform, so I'm cool with it. Whatever.
Yeah, I just generally didn't like the look of it. Kyrie was one of the guys that did it, so obviously I saw it a lot in Boston, but I just never really liked the look of it. I don't know. It just looks weird. I don't know. It doesn't belong in a basketball court, I feel like. But I think, who was the first person that brought it? Was it De'Aaron Fox?
No, I think it was either Mike Scott or
Mike Scott. Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to think about that earlier. I don't know why I thought it was De'Aaron Fox. But yeah, moving on. Stacey, what are your thoughts about the whole ninja headband debacle?
I really don't have a huge problem with the NBA banning them. Like Mike said, you got to put a cap somewhere. You can't just let players walk out on the court with anything on. And also for this reason on my, like you were saying, Jordan, those little bands, whatever they are, ninja headbands, they're kind of ugly.
Yeah,
Ugly. I didn't like them at all. I don't like the tail in the back. It just
exactly. Yeah, I'm the same way.
It just ruins the look. You just seeing flapping it everywhere across the court. I just didn't like it aesthetically. So, I don't mind a band, but another side of me thinks that then again, you should let the players, have a little leeway, let them wear what they feel comfortable wearing on the court, as long as it's not too crazy. So like from that standpoint, I think the NBA kind of overdid it, but as far as the looks, yeah, take it off the court. Get it off the court. I don't want it.
But what's the difference between the ninja headbands and just a regular headband?
There's no tail in the back. That's the difference.
Exactly. So you were talking about like player comfort, or like let the players do what they're comfortable with. So that's what I don't understand. Like if they're saying like, oh, I feel comfortable playing in this ninja headband type thing, like it does the same thing as a regular headband effectively, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you have a situation where, and now we're getting into like, again, little things here and there, but I know they were trying to make it seem like a safety concern. The only thing I could think of, like, let's say a player's, when a regular headband, it kind of fits to your head. It doesn't come off unless you deliberately pull it off and throw it at somebody. Let's say someone has a ninja headband, and let's say they don't tie it tight enough, and let's say it falls off during a fast break. What if somebody doesn't see that and then they slip on it? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's just little things like that. I mean, is that likely to happen? No. But when you're a business, even the things that aren't likely to happen, if they do happen, you have to pay for that. So, I mean, I guess it's just a way to get ahead of the curve, which is why I don't think it should be a huge deal. But I've been seeing on Twitter, there's a lot of backlash from the NBA players about it. I think Montrezl Harrell said something about it. Mike Scott got a petition about it. So, I mean, obviously they feel some type of way about it. But, I mean, I hate to say it like this because I should be for the players, but I mean, I understand from a business side why you would want to get ahead of a problem before one occurs.
Ben, what about you? Any thoughts on the ninja headband?
You guys bring up a lot of good points, but the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this is not what AI sacrificed for it. This is not why AI went against the dress code to give players more freedom so that you could, like, 10, 20 years later, you could start banning a headband. Like, I don't think it's a big deal. Also, it might just be the inner Naruto fan in me, but I think the headband cool, but it's whatever. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal, but like literally it's not that big of a deal. I don't know why the NBA is making such a big deal out of it, but either way, it doesn't really affect me, it doesn't affect the league, doesn't affect the players that much. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I don't understand the point of it. My own thought was maybe it was like with branding or something. Did the ninja headbands have the Nike like logo on it?
No, I don't think so.
So maybe they want them just wearing the regular headbands because they have the Nike logo on it, and it gives them like branding and sponsorship, since that's what Nike plays.
Who knows?
Millions of dollars every year. I don't know. It's probably something with the business aspect, but I just worry that one player is going to fight too hard to keep it, and they're going to get like suspended or something for stupid reasons.
Speaking of Mike Scott, though, did you guys see that he got in a fight with the Eagles fan the other day?
Oh,
Yes,
I did.
No.
I did see that.
He so there's some stuff on Twitter. Mike Scott was going to attend some Eagles.
Oh, I think I did hear this. Yeah.
and a bunch of Eagles fans were saying don't go because I guess Mike Scott's from DC. He said he was going to go wearing Redskins gear, and the Eagles fans, obviously they're division rivals. Eagles fans were not feeling that, and they're telling him on Twitter, if you go, someone's going to fight you. And someone did try to fight Mike Scott, and Mike Scott kicked the guy's ass.
Is there a video of that?
There is a video. It's shaky, but
We gotta track that down.
That's what they get. That's what they get.
I don't know what you're doing as a normal human being trying to fight like a 6'7", 6'8" grown athlete, but
kind of a controversial debate here. I kind of want to hear your opinion. So if you are a player or a coach, let's say you are from New York and you are playing for a team in Boston. You grew up in New York, but you are like very loyal to your current team in Boston. Is it a bad look to wear things from sports teams in New York?
No, if I'm from there and that's my squad, I'm rolling with them. I don't care who I play for.
I agree. I feel like it's fine as long as it's not for the same sport that you're involved with.
yes, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Don't wear Knicks gear.
That would look real bad. I mean, because I remember, like, obviously we knew Kyrie was pretty much going all season, but there was one time he wore a jacket that had like 4 or 5 different NBA team logos on them, and one of them was a Knicks logo. Everyone went nuts. Like, that's when like the Kyrie Hill. Oh, don't even. Deep breaths.
Yeah,
right,
I can see that. But if I want to wear my pinstripe jersey, my Yankees jersey, I'm from New York, and that's my squad. You damn right I'm wearing it.
Yeah, like
but I can tell you right now, that will not fly in Boston.
No,
Like, I don't know how.
I ain't worried
different
about the
cities.
fans.
Boston's like a very much like a sports city. Like, oh my God, I can't even imagine someone on the Celtics or someone on the Patriots wearing a Yankees jersey. They would be released the next day. Not a doubt in my mind.
Well, it clearly didn't fly in Philadelphia with Mike Scott, but
Exactly,
yeah, he handled himself fine. He was okay.
I don't know. Like Jason Tatum, for example. He's from St. Louis. He reps St. Louis all the time. He's in love with St. Louis. You see him with Cardinals jerseys. No one's really bothered by that. But then again, they don't have a basketball team in St. Louis. I feel like it's,
you know, the Bruins fans, whatever, they was bothered when he was congratulating the Blues on Twitter.
I do remember that. I didn't mind that at all. I mean, like,
I was mad. I was like, come on, y'all. He's from St. Louis.
Exactly.
He's not from Boston.
It's not like
what's the problem with a message with saying?
I also feel like there's a difference because in St. Louis there is no basketball team for him to go to. Like, what's the closest basketball team to you guys?
Chicago, the Bulls.
Chicago. I mean, who really wants to go play for Chicago? So I feel like that's not too much of a threat for us to lose Jason Tatum. I feel like it's different with him because there is no basketball team in St. Louis. But, you know, if you're rooting for a New York team and there's a team in New York to go to, that, I don't know. It's completely different with a coach, though. It's not like you're going to ride or die by your coach. I don't know. Okay.
It's true.
But moving on, next thing we have to talk about, SI started to release their top 100 player list for this upcoming season. They are releasing a little bit every day, I believe. I don't know how they're doing that, but they are up to position 31, so they've done 100 through 31. So we still don't know who the top 30 players are in the league. But I kind of just wanted to go over that with you guys, see if there are any major surprises, see who got underrated, who got overrated. It's still maybe a little bit hard to do that since the top 30 aren't there yet. But I figured we can go through the first 70 and then go through the next 30 next week. So yeah, we'll start off with Mike. Have you had a chance to look at the list?
Yes, I've been looking at it, and something that stood out to me, I know you guys have a lot of other things, but De'Aaron Fox is extraordinarily higher than Devin Booker, a guy who's been in the league for a while, higher than an Andre Drummond. He's higher than a lot of solid veterans, of Victor Oladipo, a lot of guys that have been in the year. So that shows me that they're projecting him to be very, very good coming up. I mean, he had a hell of a year last year, could have won Most Improved Player, but I didn't think I would see him higher than some of the players I see below him. Tobias Harris, Gary Harris. It's a lot of guys they've jumped him ahead of.
Yep.
I would completely agree. I mean, I'm looking at this list, and the first player I wanted to bring up was Devin Booker, and you just brought him up. So, the fact that they have De'Aaron Fox at 33 and Devin Booker at 34, someone really had to sit there and say De'Aaron Fox is better than Devin Booker.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That blew my mind. Like, Devin Booker is absolutely underrated, always has been since he's come in the league. I think people forget how young he is just because of how long he's been in the league.
Mm-hmm.
This man is so underrated, and it's because he's in Phoenix, and that aggravates the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
No, I agree. And it's good you brought up that he's young because people are saying there's room for De'Aaron Fox to grow. There's so much room for Devin Booker to grow. He's what, 22, 21?
22, I think now.
And he's been in the league since he was like 19, 18.
Yeah, he's been in for a while.
So it's, I don't know, having De'Aaron Fox above Devin Booker not being in the top 30, like the fact that we can see Devin Booker on this list and the top 30 aren't there yet is already ridiculous. But
that annoys me. I don't even want to know who's in the top 30 if Devin Booker's not there. I want to know who they threw in there instead of him. What were you going to say, Stacey?
No, I was agreeing with y'all. I don't know why he should be like top 20. Like, come on now.
I agree.
Yeah. I don't know if I would say top 20, but I was like 25.
Yeah, 2025. He
25.
got to be in there. He got to be in there.
Another thing that I found kind of surprising, Kristaps Porzingis coming in at 37. The man hasn't played basketball in like 2 years.
Hey, that shows you where he was at before he got hurt.
He was outstanding. No disagreements there. But it says it right here. He hasn't played basketball in 624 days in an NBA game. And they think this man is going to be the 37th best player in the league.
I mean, he can.
He could be. Yeah,
he got that. He definitely got the talent. He got the talent to do it.
He's got somebody to feed him.
Like that, yeah, with Luka.
Coming off an injury. He could have come back earlier, though. The only reason he didn't come back was just because all the next drama.
And then the Dallas Mavericks already out of the playoffs. Didn't want to risk it. But,
yeah,
one thing I saw with Gordon Hayward, I know I brought this up multiple times on this podcast before, injuries are much more than physical. They're mental.
Yeah.
He is going to be a lot more timid than he once was, just worried about getting re-injured. He's pretty skinny, pretty lanky, so that possibility of getting re-injured is there. Very high possibility. I don't know. I feel like that's too good of a ranking for him.
Random, and when I seen, and I know they kind of factored injuries into this, but Klay Thompson at 58.
Oh yeah, that was a huge one.
That I don't care what injury he got. I don't think 58.
Yeah,
that's disrespect. One of the best two-way players in the game. Maybe the best shooter, maybe second place best shooter. He's one or two. Take your pick with that. I mean, I think he deserves to be a little bit higher, even with the torn ACL. I think he should be top 25 at least. Yeah, he'll be back like probably
by All-Star break.
Yeah, February.
It's not like he's out all year like KD. He'll be back
Robert
easily before the end of the season. So
Klay Thompson's definitely top 25 for me, top 20.
I would agree, like no doubt in my mind. And his numbers have been severely impacted just because of him being on a loaded team at Golden State.
Right.
This year, I think he's going to get, not the first half of the season, but he'll get a lot more touches when he is in, because he doesn't have to worry about Kevin Durant, DeMarcus Cousins anymore. Obviously, they added D'Angelo Russell, but he's still going to get more touches than the past couple seasons. Like, he's one of the OG Splash Brothers. You got to respect him. Putting him that low is sad.
Yeah.
That's a robbery. And, what did you say his number was?
58.
You're telling me Paul Millsap at 43. You're telling me Paul Millsap is better than Klay Thompson.
Injured.
I forgot Paul Millsap was in the league.
That's fun. That's fair.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Wiggins coming in a strong 100 to round us out.
Man.
I think that's disrespect. I think he's higher than 100.
I think people just mad at him because he
didn't become LeBron.
Supposed to be so.
Yeah, he didn't become who we thought he was going to become.
Telling me Eric Bledsoe is better than Klay Thompson. Injured or not.
Oh, man. Oh, and Danilo Gallinari. Danilo Gallinari coming in at 50.
At the 50 mark, huh? Let me see.
Gallo's pretty good.
Better than
don't know.
Klay Thompson?
Maybe
No,
maybe not
God,
maybe not
but-
50, but
Oh my
he
god.
should be like 60.
Gallo's definitely good. Yeah, Otto Porter's above Klay.
All right, and this may be a hot take.
Mm.
So coming in at 51 is John Collins. I think he is extremely underrated.
I think he's under. Well, maybe I don't think he's underrated because I think he's good, but I don't think 51 is low for him.
Yeah,
I
for
do.
him.
I think he's
After
going to be better
one-
than that.
He was a rookie last year, right?
Yeah,
Mm,
him and Trey. They're going to run the league soon enough.
was he higher than Trey?
I think Trey.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think Trey was like 40 something.
Trey should be higher than him, but
No. Trey's lower than him.
I think Trey should be higher than him.
Yeah,
he
Trey
was,
Young came
He
in.
was in the running for rookie of the year. Collins wasn't.
Exactly, and then they put Trey Young at 62.
Oh,
But granted, Trey is the point guard, so he has the ball in his hands. But I mean, Collins is nice though. Collins is definitely nice. He's got a nice little jumper.
Yeah, speaking of Trey Young as well, he came in at 62. Him and Luka were pretty debatable for Rookie of the Year, especially towards the end. It's crazy to think that Trey Young came in at 62. Luka Doncic still isn't on the list.
Which
So that means
means
they're
he's
probably
in the
putting
top
him in the
30.
top 30.
Top 30.
Do you
They're
think
most
there is
definitely
that much of a
up there.
difference between Trey Young and Luka Doncic?
they're probably expecting a little drop off for Trey Young. Just a
Why do
little
you think
bit.
that?
I don't maybe because he's a bit of a volume shooter and he's going to be prone to make mistakes being a point guard, and there's a lot of point guards that are better than him right now. So
Not a very good defender either. He was
and that too.
statistically one of the worst this past year. I mean, that'll get better, but he'll never be able to really overcome his size at the end of the day. So
Right, he is kind of small.
yeah.
Fair.
He's not short. He's definitely thin. He's not short. I think he's 6'3".
Is he 6'3"?
I believe so. I can look it up though.
Wow.
They got to be at most, at the highest.
I don't know. I feel like his shot just really differentiates him.
So they got him at
6'2".
6'2".
Yeah, 6'2", which is not. It's like average for a point guard, I'd say.
Yeah. Another low-rated guy I found was Julius Randle, coming in at 79.
Super low.
Now on the New York Knicks, I kind of feel like he's going to have a chance to have a breakout year, especially if this is based off of predictions of what they think is going to be like next year. I would have put him a lot higher. He's on a team that doesn't really have much. There are a lot of young talent. They got RJ Barrett now. Julius Randle is probably going to be one of the leaders on this team in New York. So I would have rated him higher. I don't know. I feel like he's going to have a pretty good stat line by the end of the year.
I feel like
Julius
marketing
Randle.
should have been higher too.
I agree. I did see that. He was relatively low.
There's a lot of people that should have been higher. Kyle Kuzma is at 96.
Yeah, that was. I hate the Lakers, but that was disrespectful. Like, I will agree with you on that
Yeah,
one.
then you got Zach LaVine at.
He'll probably
where he
start
at,
this
90?
year, right?
Kuz,
He
he could. It's a possibility.
Alternating starter, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta see what Vogel gonna do, man. I gotta call this guy.
What's your
Hard
dream lineup for the Lakers?
If I had it my way, all right. So my lineup is all right. So don't really pay attention to the position. So Avery Bradley, Danny Green, LeBron, Anthony Davis, JaVale McGee. LeBron running the point. Green and Bradley to guard, whoever, other perimeter player, the other wing. And then AD obviously wants to play power forward this year, so him at the 4 and McGee to protect the rim. That would be, or actually, it depends. Let's see how Howard looks. Howard could be substituted for McGee, but
Have you
McGee,
seen the videos of him?
hey, look, he's skinny. He's skinny. I hope he
He's
make it through the
ripped,
season. He is ripped. I mean, he always been ripped though.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta make sure he make it through the season. Don't get too skinny on me, because
Yeah.
DeMarcus was skinny. DeMarcus
Yeah.
Cousins was just skinny, and he's out. So
True.
They just trying to keep up with how the league is now. They
Yeah.
use traditional centers. They can't have that size no more.
Need to be more mobile.
Yeah,
that's
right,
definitely
right.
All right, another sleeper that was on this list. They're doing my guy Marcus Smart dirty, putting him at
What?
82.
Well,
He is one of the best defenders in the NBA.
But
So is
off-
Patrick Beverly.
yeah, right.
Exactly. And yeah, he got underrated too. He was at like 71, I think.
But
71.
offensively, those two guys,
So
They're
Marcus
average
Smart,
offensively.
his 3-point shooting was horrible 2 seasons ago. Last year he started improving it, especially towards the end of the season, and he kind of smartened up with his shots. I feel like in the beginning of his career, he would huck up threes whenever he damn well wanted to. He's definitely stopped that, calmed it down. I think this year without Kyrie, specifically with a more team-first mentality guy in Kemba, I think that's really going to mesh a lot better. Marcus Smart definitely has a chip on his shoulder, and he has an attitude. So he probably hated Kyrie. He never really said anything about it on social media, but just knowing the type of guy that Marcus Smart is, I guarantee you that they did not get along. I really feel like Marcus Smart is going to have a breakout year. The Celtics have a lot of young rookies that Marcus Smart is probably going to be mentoring because they drafted a lot of guards, especially Carson Edwards. I think those two are going to become best friends in their mentality, but I'm excited for that. But no, Marcus Smart, they did dirty. I really think he's going to have a great year. Just watching him progress from the beginning of last season to the end of it, I already saw a massive jump, and then he has this whole offseason to get better. So I think they did Marcus Smart dirty.
That's fair. D'Angelo Russell, 44. I think D'Angelo Russell should be in the top 30.
So that's a tough one because now he's going to have to share the ball, whereas in Brooklyn he was kind of on his own. Maybe Karis LeVert, but this year he's with not Clay, to the end of the year, yeah, but Steph. And that's Steph's team. In Brooklyn, that was D'Lo's team. So,
but I would still put him higher than 44. He's below Paul Millsap.
Yeah, that's dirty. I don't know why Paul Millsap is down that low.
maybe they expecting his numbers to dip a little bit just because he's playing with Steph. So,
But below
Paul Millsap, I
below
don't
Steve
get that.
Adams.
He's on Denver. They have a loaded lineup. What's
Hey,
Paul
I think
Millsap?
I think
gonna do?
Jamal
Hey,
Murray's
he
got
was
it.
starting. Hey, look, he was doing something right. He was starting.
Another guy that was pretty high or pretty low. It's awkward saying high numbers that are low, but Jaren Jackson coming in at 83. I think he's going to have a great year next year. I think it's his sophomore season next year.
Yeah.
And, he's going to be paired with John Morant now.
Yeah.
They're going to be a power duo in the league for the next couple of years if they get better. I think Jaren Jackson has a chance to be, I'd say, top 50 by the end of next year. He's one of those big guys that can stretch the floor and shoot the three if he needs it. And I think that's going to pair really well with John Morant in Memphis. So I think 83 is kind of a mean rating for him.
Yeah, that is low.
I didn't see a lot of Jaren Jackson. I know he was good. Let's be honest. Arguing the what is it, 50? What is it, 50 through 100th player? What are they on? Or the 30 through 100 player? There's so much movement that could happen. like
look at 84 and 85.
Yeah,
You're
I was
telling
just
me-
about to say Al Farouk Aminu.
Exactly. You're telling me Al Farouk Aminu is better than Brandon Ingram.
No.
yeah.
I want to know who
Really-
made this
they
list.
really, really disrespected Brandon Ingram in this.
I want to know who made this list.
Well, then again, they said they were considering injury, and Brandon Ingram had the blood clot issue. But, I mean, offensively, I'm taking Brandon Ingram any day over Aminu. Defensively, I would definitely take Aminu, though. Yeah, give me Aminu on defense. Aminu can guard 2 through 4. Yeah, someone. He could switch. He's really important to the Blazers.
They did Levine dirty, too. They put him at 90.
Yeah, I was trying to bring him up early. Like, why? 90?
That guy can fly.
That's low for sure.
Yeah, and he's scoring now. Ever since he won the dunk contest, he's just been taking off.
Mm-hmm.
That is dirty. They're putting him in the area of DeJounte Murray, Bam Adebayo, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Derek White.
Yeah, I think DeJounte Murray's I don't think he's low on the list, but I think he could definitely have a good season.
But
Because he's
should
just
they be
coming-
that close to Zach LaVine?
No.
Zach
No.
LaVine, ever
Saying,
since
man.
Zach LaVine joined the Bulls, he's been hooping.
Yeah, Zach LaVine offensively is miles ahead of Derek White, but Derek White's a better defender. Derek White got a few all defensive team votes, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Derek
crazy list.
White's really I kind of like his journey especially with Team USA.
Yeah,
He was on what? He was on the select team,
yeah.
and then he just
And then the Spurs are getting DeJounte Murray back, who made the all-defensive team before he tore his ACL. So pairing those two together in your backcourt, hey, man, just saying.
And DeJounte Murray's been doing work with LeBron this summer, too.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. All right, I'm excited to see the top 30. I'm very excited to see specifically where they put Luka Doncic.
Mm-hmm.
And
He's probably right at 30.
Yeah, he's in that. He's
I'm
definitely
kinda
in that
thinking
20 through 30.
Yeah.
So what you guys have to do to like put this into perspective is think of players on your team that you would assume to be top 100, and realize that if they're not in that list yet, that they're either top 30 and they're not at it at all, which is kind of worrying me about some people.
Pascal Siakam. I already know he's in the top 30.
I would
Yeah,
hope so.
he
He's
is.
going to be running the Raptors. He's going to get a lot of touches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they put him in.
I feel like Kyle Lowry might be a little bit high.
Yeah, especially
He'll
with
be in that 20 through 30 range, too. He'll be in there.
Yeah.
put DeMar at 31. Maybe they'll put Lowry at 30.
Ooh.
Yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah.
Lowry at 30.
I like that. I don't know. I wouldn't put him too much higher than that.
No, especially because he's aging. Like, I feel like Kyle Lowry is definitely underappreciated just in terms of like the intangibles that he brings to a team. But he's turning 34, 35 next
Raps
season.
should trade him.
No, never.
They never will, but I think I said that about DeRozan too, but look at him now.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a young team. Let the young guys play their ball, and bye Lowry. Get some picks. I
I hope not. But
don't know.
who knows? I got over it. When we traded DeMar, first day, I was like, oh, why we trade DeMar? He's so loyal. He's been here his whole career. And then when we played that first game with Kawhi, I was like, okay. And then when we won the chip, I was like, yeah, all right. I don't really care about DeMar anymore.
Have fun in San Antonio.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But we're gonna end this up with one last thing. We did have other things to talk about. We're kind of running out of time, so we'll push it to next week. So I just want to talk about Zion Williamson for a sec, and something that has been going around called the Zion effect. So the Zion effect is basically companies finding ways to profit off of Zion Williamson. We've already seen it a lot with a company called Panini. They make like sports cards, basketball cards, and everything. They released a new product line called Panini Contenders NBA Draft Picks, which is a box of cards. I think they have like 5 cards in a box. These boxes are retailing for $350 for 5 little cards in it, right? Mm-hmm. People hoping to get Zion Williamson autographed card or whatever. Some people have already bought them, been unboxing them. Some of those cards are retailing for like $11,000 on eBay, $12,000 on eBay, and like selling at that price, which is absolutely crazy to me. So people are really investing money onto Zion Williamson, thinking that he's going to turn out to be, the next MJ or whatever. And they think they're going to get a return on that crazy investment, which personally I don't see happening whatsoever. So part of that Zion effect, there is a listing on eBay. I want to pull up the exact name so people can Google it or go on eBay and search for it. It is listed as 2019 Zion Williamson game used lucky potato.
Game used? What does that even mean?
What did you do with it?
What did you do with the potato in the game?
So it gets better. I'm going to flash a picture up on the screen real quick. It's literally just a potato with the initials that say ZW. Sorry for the reflection. I'm going to read some details about this game-used potato. So the description for the item says, the title again says, "This potato flopped out during a live Duke basketball game. No one wanted to say it was theirs, but the initials would soon reveal that the Lucky Potato's owner, ZW, was Zion Williamson." So this is listed by a legit eBay company. They have 100% positive feedback by 234 different accounts. Some card company. There's 16 hours left in the bidding. It's been going on for a while now. There's a total of 67 bids on it. The winning bid at the moment, it's gone up since we started this. The winning bid at the moment, $23,000 and $300 plus $350 shipping. Don't forget the shipping. Someone wants to pay $23,000 for a potato.
Plus shipping.
Plus shipping, exactly. Mike, I'm just looking at your face right now. You're like,
A potato.
How they know it's Zion's potato though?
It's not, dude.
It's fully
The
not.
best part is like they added a picture. If you're listening to this podcast, just look up the listing. There's only 16 hours left, so you may need to filter by sold at that time. Someone like photoshopped a picture of him. You see the potato on the car. Like it is just wild.
Like what? He just had it in his pocket and it fell out.
Exactly. Like, but like the best thing about this is all of the copycat postings that are going on. There's more on eBay now. There's one at now he has lucky wet wipes.
There you go. Look, I've got
flushable wipes.
I've got freaking Zion's little sister's book bag here.
Sell it on eBay, man.
10K off rip. Let's go.
Oh my god. Absolutely insane.
Man.
The Zion effect is real.
Oh my god.
It is crazy.
It's terrible.
Do you guys think he will live up to the hype?
I don't. I think it's really hard to live up to the hype at this point. Like he might be.
I agree.
Good. He might be really, really good. But at this point, it's just he hasn't touched the court. He hasn't played a single NBA game.
I mean, yeah, he could be awesome.
In the preseason.
At this point, I don't even think people are looking for Zion to win right away. They just want to see him dunk. They want to see highlights. They want to see him in the dunk contest, commercials.
They built the right team for it.
Yeah, I mean, so look, I think he'll live up to the hype at first. What's gonna be interesting to see is when does the narrative switch when okay, we've seen you as a young guy get buckets, but when does the narrative switch that we need to see you win? I think that's gonna be when we're gonna really see what he's made of.
Oh, that's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
The hype's gonna die down real fast, in my opinion. I'm thinking about, previous drafts. I'm looking at a couple of years ago. I think now Marvin Bagley was the big thing out of this draft. I think he ended up going third to the Kings.
Yeah.
Hype died down like
right
away. Hype died down like right away. It was like after they got drafted, it was like, oh, okay, he's in Sacramento. No one really cares anymore.
Yeah.
It's like New Orleans. It's like no one's really gonna care anymore. Same thing with like DeAndre Ayton going to the Suns. It's like you put them in a bad market, they're not gonna live up to that hype. And I can guarantee you, whoever pays $23,000 for a potato, Zion is not going to live up to the hype in their opinion. Zero chance.
Well, I really hope the person who's spending $23,000 plus shipping on this potato is someone who, to them, $23,000 is pocket.
It's nothing. I hope Zion's buying his potato.
Yeah.
He's like, I was looking for this.
Number one overall rookie contract is paying $23,000.
Oh my gosh. It blew my mind. I'll have to track this down once it ends in 16 hours. I'll post it on Twitter or whatever, see what the final going price is. Yeah. I'm going to be curious to see, like at first I thought maybe it was, like, just this company listing it, like, making multiple different accounts and bidding on it. But, like, the amount of people bidding on it, that's, like, impossible. Like, 67 people.
No, people have money to waste. So I wish they would give me.
They can waste it on me.
Right. Give me $23,000.
I'll take $100. I'm not picky.
All right, I'll carve a ZW and anything you want around my house. You pick and just give me the money.
Oh man, I'll do MJ. I feel like MJ has more value, right? I would hope. I would
definitely.
Probably. It's close. It's close.
He still got that number one shoe, man. He's still the top.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is there a Michael Jordan game used potato on eBay? Because if not, there's about to be.
I think
I don't think nobody will believe that. You gonna take a potato from 1995?
You know what, Jordan? Good luck with that. You know what? I could actually see you making some money off of this.
Guys, that's our next business investment. We'll just abandon the podcast, start buying potatoes and writing initials on them, selling them on eBay for $23,000.
LBJ, 130,000 starting bid.
Mike just bought that.
Yeah, okay.
Lakers team signed potato.
There you go. Something to go with your trash can.
Not at all.
There you go. Don't hate on the trash can, man. I got a Celtics trash can.
It just doesn't make sense.
You got it all.
I think I got it for Christmas. Gotta love gifts. All right, but that is it for this episode. Thank you guys for listening. I want to thank our sponsors, Adidas, SeatGeek, and Fanatics. If you guys want to go to any sporting event, concert, live event, anything, use promo code JORDANDALY, JORDANDALY on SeatGeek to get $20 off your first purchase. Just make a new account if you already have a SeatGeek account. You can only do it on a new account, just that heads up. But that is it. Thank you guys for listening or watching, whatever you're doing. My name is Jordan Daly. With me I have Mike White, Stacey Collier, and Ben Okazawa, and we will see you guys next week.
Get your merch.
Yeah.